I know, I'm so a good teacher, right? No, I'm such a good teacher. Today we're doing the differences between so and to, including very, really, a few other things. There is a test at the end of this video, so stay for that. Also make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper. Let's begin. Very is easy. It's more than normal. So you want to say, wow, this thing is more than normal. Yeah, she's very pretty. Or she's really pretty. Really is more common to say than very. But just know that they're basically the same thing. She's very pretty. She's really pretty. But when this guy says, wow, she's so pretty, that adds some emotion to his sentence. Wow, she's pretty. It's a bit stronger than very or really. With very, really, and so, the next word can be an adjective, like pretty, or an adverb, like... This time they're talking about how well she speaks French. This guy, yeah, more than normal. She speaks very well. This guy, oh my god, wow, she speaks so well. So, very, really, with an adjective or an adverb. How about a noun? Let's add a noun to this. Girl, that's a noun. We cannot use so with a noun. We have to change it. She's such a smart girl. Such and so mean the same thing, but so for adjectives and adverbs. Such for nouns. That is an adjective, but this describes the noun, right? Because of that, we need such. Let's imagine you go to a shop, you want to buy some new jeans, but there's no price. Excuse me, how much are these jeans? £500. What? We know that so adds some emotion, some wow, that is a lot of that thing. So maybe he will say, wow, they're expensive. They are so expensive. This guy, however, he will say to. So what is the difference between them? To means it's excessive. It's more than you want, more than you like. Maybe it's impossible to do this thing now. That's why to might seem bad in some situations. So the difference. He is saying, wow, they are so expensive, but maybe he has enough money. It's still a lot of money, but he has enough. This guy, however, I don't have enough money, or it's more money than I want to spend. That's why he says too expensive. So I've heard students say, wow, it's too cheap. It's too cheap. They think that's a good thing. It's wow, cheap. But if I hear too cheap, I'm thinking, too cheap. Must be a problem with that thing. The student should have said, wow, it's so cheap. Another example. Let's say you want to put on some makeup. So you try. No, that's more than we need. That's too much. That's too much makeup. No. So you try again. Now your friend thinks you're crazy. What is more than too much? You can add emphasis by adding. That's way too much. That's far too much. Way and far add emphasis. So it's more than too much. This is a ridiculous amount of makeup. If I were a girl, that's probably what I would do. I'm not that smart. Now, one thing about this is we used too much. Why too much? Because makeup is a noun, an uncountable noun. With uncountable nouns, you'll put too much uncountable noun. That's way too much makeup. Honestly, this will probably be me very soon, because I eat too many donuts. It's excessive, it's more than I need. Notice I used too many, not too much. Too many because donuts is a noun, but it's a countable noun. So with countable nouns, too many. If we change the noun to food, that's an uncountable noun. Now it's too much. I ate too much food. I ate too many donuts. You know what? I'm not sorry. They're delicious. Okay, final one. We'll put everything we've learnt into this one example. This student has a test. He opens his test, looks at the questions and thinks, wow, this is harder than normal. What will he say? He just wants to say more than normal. Just that. This is very hard. Remember, he could also say, this is really hard. And again, really, it's more common. I use really more than very. So really, more common to use. Further into the test, he sees, oh my God, wow, this is hard. Wow, this is hard. What can he say? This is so hard. So it adds emphasis, it adds emotion, it adds that wow to this adjective or adverb. Now we add a noun. Remember, with a noun, how do we change it? Such a hard test. This is such a hard test. Oh my God. Again, so and such, they mean the same thing, but such is with a noun. And remember to use the article if it needs one. This time he wants to say, no, this test is impossible. Not so hard, but too. This is too hard, I'm leaving. So next time you want to say she's too beautiful or it's too cold, maybe you want to say she's so beautiful, it's so cold. Just be careful which one you mean. Okay, test time. On your paper, write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to give you an example sentence. You have to decide, is it too or so? Number 1. When I'm talking like this, maybe it's very difficult to understand me. It's very difficult. I'm not even speeding up the video. This is just how I speak normally. In that example, you couldn't understand me because I was talking quickly or fast. Which one do you think? Too quickly or too fast. Why? It was faster than you could understand, making it impossible, therefore too fast. Number 2, I watch Game of Thrones, but I don't like how many people die in Game of Thrones. I'm going to stop watching. In Game of Thrones, people are dying. Too many people are dying. I don't like it. I'm not going to watch anymore. Bye-bye Game of Thrones. Ooh, no. Game of Thrones till I die. Number 3, wow. I can understand him, but he speaks very, very fast. Wow. He speaks fast. He speaks quickly. So, he speaks so fast, he speaks so quickly. Remember, I can understand him, so it's not too fast or too quickly. Number 4. Tired. I can't stay awake anymore. I must sleep now. Tired is the adjective. I am tired. Of course, I am too tired. No, I can't stay awake anymore. I'm too tired. And finally, number 5. Wow, this lesson was good. Wow, good. I learned a lot. Wow, good. This lesson was so good. If you agree, write this lesson was so good in the comments. If you got everything correct, you are amazing, you're a genius, and you deserve an ice cream and a donut and a pancake. Thanks for joining the class today. If you haven't subscribed already, click subscribe, then click the bell. You'll never miss a class again. You can support these lessons here, or if you want to watch more videos, click here.